Hi there and welcome to Capital View. Yes, a constitutional and political crisis is brewing in the national capital. Who should rule Delhi? Should it be the Lieutenant Governor or should it be the union government? Should Delhi get full statehood? Joining me on that question, Sambit Patra of the BJP, Saurabh Bhardwaj of the Aam Aadmi Party and Bishwajit Bhattacharyya, former Additional Solicitor General. Thank you so much for being here. Saurabh Bhardwaj, let me start with you. The law minister had a fake degree, allegedly a fake degree. He has been arrested. Do you accept this as a moral and a legal defeat for your party?
I don't say it's a defeat for the party, but what has happened was unfortunate, and this matter was already there being decided by the High Court. It was also being decided by the Bar Council of Delhi. And now police took over and they have arrested our minister in the name of investigation. So what I can say is that it is unfortunate whatever is happening. The state machinery should not be used.
Mr. Bhardwaj, you are a party that demands the highest standards of public probity from everybody else. Should you not then adhere to those same standards? When these questions were being raised about the law minister's degree, should you not have at that very stage asked him to step down from his responsibilities?
You know, like you have seen it in the case which is there in the High Court also. There is a university affidavit which says that a particular roll number does not belong to Mr. Tomar. And there is another affidavit by the college in which he studied which states categorically on the affidavit that Mr. Tomar was the bona fide student of the college. He did attend all the exams, he did attend classes. They are showing you the admission register. They have submitted the admission register of the college to the court. So I think the party did ask for the explanation, and we were satisfied that whatever records he is putting forth, they are genuine.
Sambit Patra of the BJP, are you willing to concede that the manner in which this arrest was made, a posse of 40 policemen turning up at the house of the law minister, an FIR registered late at night, the manner in which, the haste with which this arrest was made, when it is an offence of a fake degree, he is not accused, as the Aam Aadmi Party is saying, of planting a bomb or of being a terrorist, the manner in which he was arrested, surely there is a political motive there to undermine the Aam Aadmi Party.
No, Sagarika. First and foremost, the answer has been given by none other than the Home Minister of the country. Mr. Rajnath Singh yesterday only said that the MHA does not issue arrest orders to anyone. Secondly, as far as the technicalities of it are concerned, had there been any wrong with the technicalities, the Delhi police and the government in the centre would have been reprimanded by the court, and the court would have taken the action and set Mr. Tomar free. That Mr. Tomar was handed over as a remand only means that there was certain thing with Mr. Tomar which was in hiding and which needed to be brought out to the public forum, and that is the reason as to why he was sent to remand. Now coming to the typical, in fact the exact technical points, I'll tell you, there is a Supreme Court ruling which states that if a particular person is to be jailed, it attracts jail terms more than 7 years in a particular offence, then the arrest should not be lenient, it should be in a very strong pattern. And in this condition, where 468, Article 4, CRPC 468 has been put on this person, Mr. Tomar, it's but natural that he attracts penal, he attracts jail sentence more than 7 years, up to 10 years, and he being a minister can surely influence the evidence, and that's the reason as to why in the press conference the Delhi Police Commissioner said that in order to see to it that he does not influence the evidence, a sudden arrest was made.
Mr. Bishwajit Bhattacharyya, he could influence the evidence, it's a grave charge, therefore this arrest was necessary.
You see, in my view, while I do not wish to comment on either the court proceedings or the Bar Council of Delhi proceedings or even perhaps in the realm of the state legislative speaker, without commenting on the court proceedings, I feel that the arrest was unwarranted, because he is not a person who was going to flee the country, nor is it possible in a case like this to tamper with evidence. Either you have the degree or you don't have the degree. The records speak for themselves, and the records are with the authorities who have issued the degree. So therefore, it is highly, to say the least, high-handed to arrest a person like this. And I heard that the police commissioner also didn't know about it. I heard that the Union Home Minister also didn't know about it. then an ordinary level police officer entering somebody's house.
How can this be, Mr. Patra? Please respond to this. How can the Home Minister not know about it? How can the Police Commissioner not know about it? And the posse of 40 policemen goes and arrests the sitting minister.
I'm astonished because of the fact that why do we think that a minister has to be treated as a VIP? If the minister is a corrupt minister, if the minister has erred, which the court even finds that there is something wrong as to why he has been set to remand, why should he not be arrested?
We are not saying that somebody is a VIP on it. A minister means he is a part of the government. They are the part of a council of ministers who are governing a state of Delhi. So I think it means a lot for somebody who believes in government, somebody who believes in democracy. And let's not just talk about Tomar. I think it's a big indication the way Narendra Modi's government is trying to function and trying to, manipulate all the institutions possible in a democracy.
No, but how is it Narendra Modi's government only? I mean, should you not have acted? When a police probe was ordered against this particular minister, should you not have yourself asked this minister to step down from his post?
I can give you an example where there is a similar case pending in the High Court of Delhi against Smriti Irani, who is the education minister of this country, and nobody is talking about her.
There is a difference between the case of Smriti Irani and a criminal case that was filed against Mr. Jitendra Tomar. The difference being, there is a difference between misprint and forged documents. BA and BCom had a typing mistake. It was not a forged document case. Over here, we have forgery in place at multiple places. The case was transferred by the High Court in a sense to the Delhi Bar Association. And remember, Sagarika, Delhi Bar Association is a quasi-judicial body.
This is a Delhi Bar Association complaint. The fact is there's been an investigation been on for 1 month. The police has been conducting a probe. And as Sambit is pointing out, these are serious charges.
You see, the charges are very serious. Frankly, I hold no brief either this side or that side, but I feel very strongly, and I would contradict Mr. Sambit Patra very strongly, that this is a case which warranted arrest. His apprehension that the Minister of Delhi would have fled from the country, he would have tampered with evidence. These are all utterly improbable, number one. And number two, this has been going on for the past few months. Every day we have been seeing it in the newspaper. What was the terrible haste for Delhi police at dead at night with a contingent of 30, 40 persons to arrest?
Can I?
I feel that this is completely, it was uncalled for. And I am raising a very fundamental issue. Are we converting India into a police state? A central police, now the Home Ministry and the LG claim the police is under him, is directly arresting a state minister without the knowledge either of the police commissioner or of the Home Ministry. I think the entire country should watch about it. What about the sort of federal structure of the country? If this starts happening in other states, I am very, very severely questioning the manner in which the police have exercised the power. I would refrain from commenting on the merits of the case. If Mr. Tomar, what he has done, if it is proved to be correct, it has to be deprecated and condemned. But he may come out also clean. This is not the stage to basically hold him guilty.
Delhi Bar Council served 4 notices to Mr. Tomar. None of these notices, in spite of the fact that 3 weeks was given, the time period of 3 weeks was given to Mr. Tomar, he did not appear with his original certificates. Why? If you have the original certificates and 3 and 4 times you were called by the Delhi Bar Council, why should you not go to the Delhi Bar Council? And that is the reason as to why the Delhi Bar Council went to Delhi police, and the Delhi police said that, well, yes, if he does not cooperate with our investigation, then he has to be remanded to our custody.
I think you are taking a grossly one-sided view on your party lines.
He's taking a one-sided view on his party line. But I just want to raise that with Saurabh Bhardwaj. Why don't you make his degree public? You know, if you have a document showing that Mr. Tomar's degree is valid and legitimate, why don't you make it public? Why this cloak and dagger business with Mr. Jitendra Tomar's educational qualifications?
We have the college principal, the college authorities saying it on the affidavit, on the record of the High Court, that yes, he was a bona fide student, yes, he passed LLB degree from the same college, and all those things are on record at the High Court of Delhi.
ये कैसे हो सकता है कि सबके लिए morality है पर हमारे लिए हम नहीं बताएंगे कि क्या है हमारे पास क्या नहीं है? Why don't you publicly declare what you have as proof.
Whatever Mr. Tomar had, he has already declared everything in the, in the press conference he held, I think a month back.
Let me now come to the larger question. Saurabh Bhardwaj, away from the arrest and away from this particular controversy, it seems as if Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal is determined to confront the Lieutenant Governor at every stage.
We are dealing with Mr. Narendra Modi's government, and whose politics of dealing with his political adversaries is like that. He will use all the state machinery, especially the police machinery, against his political adversaries, and he'll leave no stone unturned, and there is a series of accusations against him.
The Delhi High Court judgment of 25th May, the observation made by Justice Sanghi is saying that the Delhi High Court has indicated that the power to transfer officials, for example, in the Anti-Corruption Bureau, vests with the Chief Minister. Now, at the end of the day, an elected Chief Minister surely has the power to govern his domain and to transfer officials if he feels so. Isn't the Lieutenant Governor unnecessarily meddling with an elected government which has a huge mandate?
Sagarika, see, I mean, no one is trying to interfere with the Chief Minister, and well, yes, he has got a very great mandate to rule in Delhi. But the issue is, it's not that for the first time we are seeing constitutional confusion. As far as the High Court verdict you are saying is concerned, it was just an observation and it has been taken up with the Supreme Court right now.
Ms. Sheila Dikshit was Chief Minister when Vajpayee was Prime Minister, and they had a harmonious relationship. But now it seems as if there's a wall
Yes,
of...
because Mr. Vajpayee was a very mature leader who has a magnanimous heart. He knew how the democracy functions in India, but unfortunately, the people who are leading the central government today do not understand this kind of democracy. They believe that you have to just destroy your political adversaries by hook or by crook, and they are doing it. And we are ready to face it. We know who we are fighting against. He may go to any extent. We know this.
Let me again bring you into the broader picture. Is the fact that Delhi is not a state, that it doesn't have statehood, does it therefore leave open this vast grey area where there is no clarity on who has jurisdiction? Whether does the LG have jurisdiction, does the Chief Minister have jurisdiction? So because of this vast grey area, is this a recipe for constant and potential conflict?
You are absolutely correct. You see, under the Constitution, Article 239AA, Lieutenant Governor is sandwiched between the Council of Ministers and the President of India. Council of Ministers is collectively responsible to the legislature of the state. Legislature of the state in turn are collectively responsible to every electorate within the territorial constituency of Delhi. So the Chief Minister has got a mandate to govern the entire territorial constituency of Delhi.
But this is also the seat of the national government.
This is the seat of the national government. That is the precise reason.
The Home Ministry, the Defence Ministry, classified documents, all of that is here.
You are absolutely correct. That is the precise reason where I personally feel the only solution would be to convert Delhi into a full state, in which case Mr. Najeeb Jung can function as a full governor.
As a governor.
And exercise his full discretion. Then there is no question of referring any matter to the president. And if the state does not act in accordance with the constitutional machinery, then under Article 355 and 356, the center has every power to direct the state to remain within the ambits of law. So I personally feel this present conflict can be resolved by granting Delhi the full statehood.
Full statehood is the only way this conflict in a larger term can be resolved. Let's take a short break at this point and come back with lots more on the other side. Welcome back to Capital View. Yes, it's a capital crisis. A constitutional and political crisis prevails in the national capital. What is the way forward? Is full statehood the answer? Sambit Patra, let me put the question that is being asked by a lot of people, that your party has still not been able to digest its defeat in Delhi. And therefore, you're looking to finish off Mr. Kejriwal and the Aam Aadmi Party at all costs, and you're using the Lieutenant Governor's office to do so.
Sagarika, we may not digest our defeat. We may be feeling very low in our defeat. But just because we are unable to digest our defeat does not mean we would be in a position where we can finish off Mr. Kejriwal and his party in Delhi. As far as statehood is concerned, we are not saying that statehood should not be granted. All we are saying is statehood is not a matter of 2 days. It's not as if you go for statehood and you bring statehood on a platter. You have to sit down, you have to discuss, you have to deliberate, you have to go into constitutional wings, and finally you get the statehood.
Saurabh, Bhardwaj, you know, the Chief Minister himself was a former bureaucrat. Arvind Kejriwal is a former bureaucrat. Why now is he using bureaucrats as a political football? You know, he says some bureaucrat is an agent of the corporate forces, some bureaucrat is an agent of political forces. One bureaucrat finds himself locked out of his own office. Another bureaucrat finds himself suddenly relieved of his services. Should he not win the trust of the bureaucracy instead of calling them names?
There are very clear guidelines for the bureaucrats of the Delhi government whose orders they have to follow, who will do their transfers, who will their postings.
No, but respond to what Sambit Patra is saying. Respond to what Sambit Patra is saying.
20 years.
No, but Saurabh,
so when it comes to few bureaucrats who are just
should a Chief Minister,
orders,
Saurabh, allow me to ask you this question.
The elected government.
Allow me to ask you this question. Should a Chief Minister publicly say that a certain bureaucrat of the seniority of Shakuntala Gamling is a corrupt bureaucrat and an agent of corrupt forces, agent of corporate forces?
Look, Chief Minister never said that she is corrupt. Chief Minister simply said that she was lobbying for power companies and the current government was not in
he
favor
said
of
she's a Bhrasht
granting
Mahila.
them some letters of comfort which that lady was trying to find out from the get it from the government. So he was saying that she does not enjoy the trust of our ministers and we cannot give her a position which is as important as the Chief Secretary of Delhi, and I think it is a discretion of the Chief Minister.
Who should step back? Should the Lieutenant Governor step back and not interfere? Should the Lieutenant Governor also be a little restrained? Should the Delhi government also perhaps not be so immature and seek to fight a political battle of this is Kejriwal versus Modi and this is a political battle we're fighting? So who needs to step back more? Does the Lieutenant Governor need to step back more? Does the Delhi government need to step back more? What needs to happen?
You see, in my view, Delhi government is following the constitution according to me.
Is following
the constitution because the constitution very clearly states that the Council of Ministers will be collectively responsible to the legislature of the state. So the responsibility to govern is on the Council of Ministers, and constitution makes it abundantly clear. In case of difference between the Council of Ministers and the Lieutenant Governor on any matter, the word any is very, very important. The matter shall be referred by the Lieutenant Governor to the President for his final decision. And pending the final decision, he can take immediate action. I think the Constitution is very clear.
Right.
Lieutenant Governor also should follow the Constitution.
He should step back.
A little bit, yes.
Mr. Sambit Patra, why not let the Delhi government do what it was elected to do, which is deliver governance? As the former Solicitor General is saying here, it is time for the Lieutenant Governor perhaps to step back and let the elected representative govern.
Now, who is not allowing the government in Delhi to govern? Who is not allowing them? The Delhi government, as per the Constitution of India, does not have mandate over police, the services, land. There are the few things on which the Delhi government cannot deliver. Let them not deliver on those issues.
Surely the Delhi government has the right to choose its bureaucrats.
Let them deliver on power, electricity,
has the right to choose which bureaucrats it wants in which posts.
Sambit, what you are talking about, police, public order and land, that is pertaining to legislative competence. No. Kindly hear me. You see,
Sambit, hang on a second.
Kindly hear the legal perspective. You are giving a political perspective. I am not a politician. I am giving. I am giving you a legal perspective.
I'll give you a chance. Sambit, hang on. I'll give you a chance.
Legislative competence. That is the legislative competence. So Delhi government is never claiming legislative competence over land, police, and public order. What Delhi government is saying, we have every right to make policy decisions by the Council of Ministers and refer it to the Lieutenant Governor. And if Lieutenant Governor does not agree, he will have to refer the matter to the President. That's the Constitution.
Question is, who is stopping Mr. Arvind Kejriwal from providing free electricity, free water, opening new schools, installing CCTV cameras, providing women empowerment?
Because
no one is stopping him in doing all this.
He could argue that he's not getting to choose the bureaucrats he wants. He does not want Mr.
No, wrong.
He does not want Mr. M.K.
Let me
Meena
give you an
as
example.
ACB chief, and he has been foisted on him by the Lieutenant Governor. He's not getting the personnel that he wants.
Let me give you an example. He wanted one of the two people as the chief secretary, one Mr. Negi or one Mr. K.K. Sharma. That was submitted by his office to the Home Ministry. And did not the Home Ministry provide him with Mr. K.K. Sharma? K.K. Sharma was flown in from Goa to Delhi to become the chief secretary. So he did not acknowledge that fact, but he clung into a fighting for the 10 days interim chief secretary. Just imagine, I mean, the permanent chief secretary was in accordance to his wish, Mr. K.K. Sharma. But one Mr. Sakuntala Gandhi was made an interim chief secretary for effective period of 6 days. But you made the 6 days issue a hoopla.
I am saying,
a chief minister.
Hang on, Saurabh, let's get a legal perspective. Saurabh, just a second. Saurabh, एक second, just a minute. Let me just get Mr.
According to
Bhattacharyya
Mr. Sambit Patra's argument, a chief minister cannot have any say in the selection of a chief secretary. If that is the case, this should apply to all over India. This is really absurd argument I'm hearing.
Okay, Saurabh, you want to come in? Saurabh?
No, let me answer. You should realize that Delhi is not any state. Delhi is a union territory. And number two, this is the constitution where you have to write to the LG for the post that you want.
Let me just get in, Saurabh. Go ahead, Saurabh.
By granting officers of choice to the ministers or chief minister of Delhi is not any charity or any favor being done by the central government. It is mandated in the Constitution of India, and there is a specific word which is aid and advise. The LG cannot act on his own discretion. He has to act on the aid and advise of the Council of Ministers. And this word aid and advise has been defined, explained so many times in so many judgments of Supreme Courts and High Courts.
Mr. Patra, please go and read the Constitution and read that the Council of Ministers of Delhi government hold office during the pleasure of the President and not the Lieutenant Governor. Whereas in all the other states, the Council of Ministers hold office during the pleasure of the Governor. So don't undermine the Council of Ministers of the National Capital Territory of Delhi under Article 239AA of the Constitution of India. You are saying, my God,
you only have mentioned enough of 239AA, sir. But my only issue is, I will go and read the Constitution. You also say this to the High Court and the Supreme Court.
You simply do not know.
You also should say this to the High Court and the Supreme Court.
That the Council of Ministers of Delhi government hold office during the pleasure of the President and not the Lieutenant Governor.
The Supreme Court would have delivered on the matter till today.
The governor.
That delivery has not come only means that these things are not as simple as you are projecting with a one-sided bias.
Saurabh Bhardwaj, isn't it time that you worked silently instead of always wanting a headline a day, creating a press conference a day, creating a conflict a day? Why don't you work silently, deliver governance on the ground, try to work with the union government? Maybe there are compulsions you have, maybe there are compulsions on the other side, but you have to try and make this work. Should you not be a little more mature and be a little calm and be a little quiet and try to deliver governance on a day-to-day basis to the hapless citizens of Delhi?
Sagarika, let me assure you through your channel, and let me assure the viewers, the Delhi government is trying its level best to cooperate with the central government. But the kind of intrusions they are doing, day before yesterday, there is not even a post of a joint commissioner in anti-corruption branch. And LG, without even consulting the chief minister, he is pushing Mr. Meena as the chief
no, we can't go back there. We're running short of time. No, we're running short of time. Just a second. I want you to also concede that you also have to deliver a model of governance to Delhi, right? Is it important that you do this without constantly seeking headlines every day and seeking press conferences every day?
We are trying our level best, Sagarika, but believe me, central government is not letting us work.
Central
They are
government is not letting you work.
Sagarika, those who wish to work, no one can stop them from working. And those who wish to be on the headlines for wrong reasons, no one can stop them from being in headlines for wrong reasons. And everyone by now knows Aam Aadmi Party and its wishes.
Right. Given the level of conflict that exists, do you feel a stage could be reached where the president himself will have to intervene and tell both parties to step back? Or, as you said before, is full statehood the answer?
I think the manner in which this controversy is going on and on and on. So, without taking sides, I can say that president is likely to intervene.
Without taking sides is a wrong statement.
Perception. Until and unless this stops.
President is likely to intervene.
He may intervene. Because under the constitution,
Right.
the overriding responsibility is with the president.
Right.
And president, of course, means the council of ministers in the union. But this is a matter where president may exercise a part of his personal discretion also to stop this imbroglio at some stage, because the persons who are suffering are the people of Delhi.
The situation is so serious, the political and constitutional crisis in Delhi is so serious that the president can be forced to intervene, or the only solution is full statehood to Delhi. Well, it's only probably going to get worse in Delhi. We can only hope that the two parties, union government and Delhi government, step back from the brink, show maturity and give the governance that the citizens of Delhi are craving for. Thank you very much indeed to all my panelists for joining me. Thanks so much for being here. Thanks for watching Capital View. See you again next week.
Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/etnow and don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at etnowlive. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/user/etnow.